So in this video we're going to talk about feeling lost in life and finding kind of this happiness slash purpose in life and my own experiences and things like that that I would be able to share in this video. So let's get to it. So periods of life where you're lost or you lack purpose. So when you have these periods of your life where you're lost and you lack purpose, so you don't have that goal in mind, you don't really know where you're going at all. You just feel this sense of like what am I doing? Maybe you're chasing instant gratification activities. You don't really have any of this idea of what do you actually want to do, and like you feel like there's no meaning in a sense in life. I've actually made a video about meaning before, and if you want to watch that, you can. It's sort of similar, but feeling lost can be a little bit different because meaning and being lost are two different things. Meaning would be just finding meaning in something. Feeling lost, you could still have some meaning in life, but you might just feel lost because you don't know what to direct yourself to, for example. So in this video I just want to cover all these things and how to avoid being lost, happiness, finding happiness even if you are lost, and how I went through these different stages where I was very, you could say, unhappy, and I was very lost at the same time, and I was kind of feeling just down about it. And maybe I can help you avoid that and find some solace in even if you are lost in life and you feel like you're not very happy. So first of all, what you want to do is when you're in this period of feeling lost, you want to take advantage of it. Personally, I'm glad I was smart enough. When I had this period of feeling lost, I went ahead and I took out my journal. I spent days journaling what I want and kind of reassuring myself what I want and trying to kind of figure out the future as well as what do I want to do, what do I want to focus on, and things like that, and just spending time with myself as well as going through and reflecting on all my thoughts and past mistakes, actions, situations that have happened that are outside of my control, and all these things, kind of just reflecting on everything. I would actually suggest, if you have the time, take some time for yourself, maybe 1 to 3 days, try to stay away from technology and just journal, think about things, and try to find some new goals that you could work on, anything really. Try to reflect on your thoughts and why you're thinking the way you are. Are you thinking about things that are outside of your control and things like these? That's something I spend a lot of time. I spent a few days, for example, I was feeling pretty lost last summer, and I spent like days just journaling and thinking and reflecting what do I want to do and how to deal with it and what is outside of my control, etc. So that's what you want to work on, and what you want to do when you're feeling lost is you want to really figure out what is it that you want and try to find some solace within yourself as well as reflect on your own thoughts. Try to spend time with yourself or with people that you love, whatever you want to do. But that's something that will help a lot. It's just not focusing so much on the being lost, but trying to progress regardless on different areas of life. Now, if you do get out of the period of being lost, what you want to do is, once you're out of that period of feeling lost and you do have some purpose, you have goals, you have things you're liking and working on, you want to keep that momentum going if you can, and know that there might be opportunity in the future where you do get lost because of something that happens that's outside of your control, or just maybe you made a mistake and you could feel lost after that. Maybe your business failed or something like that. So that's where you want to take this approach of basically making sure that you can avoid this, but also know that it's a possibility to get back into that stage of being lost. It certainly happened sometimes. I would say for me it happens in shorter time periods now that I feel lost sometimes. When a lot of things hit me at once, it feels very negative around me, and I feel like I need to kind of reflect and find that positivity within myself. And I find that over time you do get better if you reflect on yourself and your actions and mistakes, etc. You will get better at effectively being more positive even if something bad happens and you do feel lost. You can find this. So, talking about happiness in periods of being lost, the way you can find happiness in periods of being lost is just spend time with yourself and try to think more positively, spend time with good people, do fun activities, do some things you enjoy. This could be whatever. And I found that for me, when I was feeling lost, the way I stayed happy is just doing, as I mentioned, spending time with people, doing the activities I like, and really trying to figure out the goals and my future. That's when you're feeling lost, that's really what made me happy, is trying to find out and figure out what I need to do. And honestly, just staying away from technology helps a lot when you're feeling lost, and reflecting on your own mind. But don't reflect too long on your own mind, because you might end up overthinking and kind of getting into a negative cycle. So make sure you actually go out and meet people and things like that, and live your normal life, so you don't end up in this period of feeling lost forever, because that can also happen. It's where you're going to get into a negative loop in your head. So can you avoid periods of feeling lost? Personally, I do think you can avoid them if you get out of a period of being lost and you find your purpose and your goals. After you have your purpose and goals, you can then work on those, and once you have those and you're working on them, it's pretty easy to avoid being lost, unless you get off track. Maybe it's a new relationship, I don't know, some kind of bad accidents, whatever could happen that's outside of your control, for example, that could impact you negatively or in some way anyway, and that could take you off track of your purpose and goals, and then you could end up in this negative cycle and feeling lost and everything, and not being able to get out of it. That happens to a lot of people, is they're pretty happy, then something bad happens, like they break up, then they're feeling lost, they're doing some activities, but their mental health is very bad and they don't have a purpose or goal. I find that when you have a purpose or a goal, it's very easy to ignore outside events that you can't control, because when you have a purpose or a goal, you're so focused on that, whatever happens around you doesn't matter. Okay, let's say you break up, it doesn't bother you that much, because you were already focused on your purpose and goal, and you know that you're going to become better anyway, so it doesn't bother you too much, because you can find somebody else. It could be that you could be sad, of course, that that person was great for you and everything, but at the end of the day, it's just when you're on that purpose and have a goal, it's so much easier to focus and not get in this period of feeling lost and getting all these negative emotions. It's much easier, even if you do get into it, you're going to be able to rebound way faster back into being normal than if you did not have any purpose or goals. That's something I notice, is after big periods of being lost and figuring everything out, if something negative happens in my life, I can handle it way better when I'm focused on something else. Because when something comes into your life, even if it goes out of your life, you're going to be able to effectively just keep going, because it doesn't matter to you so much, because it's like, well, things come and go, it's outside of my control, it is what it is, you know. And that's how I kind of look at things. It's just like I keep focusing on what I want to achieve, and if something comes into my life, that's cool. If something goes out, that's cool also. And I don't worry too much about these things. And that's pretty much where I want to conclude this video. Is if you're feeling lost, try to apply this advice. I hope you got something out of this video, and perhaps this can kind of give you something to think about. If you're in that period of feeling lost right now, or you're not feeling very happy even, then maybe this video can give you something to reflect on. But anyways, if there's a will, there's a way. Thank you for watching the video.